This is Math 118, Section 5.8, Solving Equations Using the Zero Factor Property. In this section, you're going to see examples of equations that have variables with exponents higher than 1. The only example I'm going to talk about in this video is 2 times parentheses x squared plus 5, close the parentheses, plus 10 equals minus 2 parentheses x squared plus 10x, close the parentheses, minus 5. What I've got written here on the left side are the steps that you can use to follow these equations. And first of all, you need to recognize that these are equations. As soon as you see the equal sign, you're not just simplifying this problem now, you're actually solving this problem. You're solving these problems. Okay, so step number 1 under the steps is to set the equation equal to 0. Before you can do that, you actually need to simplify each side. With this 2 in front of the parentheses, that means to multiply it, or distributive property. So you need to multiply both of the terms inside the parentheses by 2. Gives you 2x squared plus 10. That plus 10 was already there. And I'm also going to simplify the right-hand side the same way, distributing that minus 2 through, multiplying both terms by minus 2, which gives me minus 2x squared minus 20x minus 5. Now, I like to simplify things right away when I can, so I'm just going to hurry and write this left side. I'm going to add the two 10s together to get the 20, and there's my right side. Notice I'm being very careful to remember what's on the left side and what's on the right side. Okay, you see how the exponents on the x's, you see an exponent of 2. So this is of degree 2. It's greater than degree 1. And that's when you use this method for solving the equation. We're going to be using what's called the zero factor property to solve it. So I'm still working on setting my equation equal to 0. I like to move everything to the left side. So I'm going to add the 2x squared to the left side, which gives me 4x squared plus 20 equals minus 20. Oops, that should be an x there, sorry. Minus 20x minus 5. I'm going to add 20x, and I'm going to add the 5 to save a little bit of space and a little bit of time. I'm going to do both of these at the same time. So what I have now on the left side is 4x squared plus 20x plus 25 equals 0. The first thing you do, now that's done. Now we're going to factor this. We're going to factor this. Don't ever forget that whenever you're asked to factor something, you always look for the greatest common factor first. Sometimes you will be able to factor out a number, a letter. If you can factor out a constant number, you can eliminate that by dividing both sides by that number, and you don't have to worry about it again. In this case, there is no greatest common factor. So the next thing we do is look at this, the left side of this equation, and it's a trinomial. How do you factor a trinomial? I draw two sets of parentheses. Make sure your trinomial is in descending order. Then you look at the first term in your trinomial, which is 4x squared. And what times what is 4x squared? Well, 2x times 2x is 4x squared. This is called trial and error method, because you may have wanted to try 4x times 1x. Try it. I'm going to show you how to check it to see if you did it right. To get your second trial numbers, you look at the last number in your trinomial, which is 25. You could try 25 times 1, but I'm going to try 5 times 5. So this is a plus trinomial. So my answer is going to be plus plus. Don't just do this and then stop thinking that you got it right. Always, always, always check this way. Look at the what I call the smile. The inside terms, what's 5 times 2x? Write that there. That's 10x. I hope it's not too small. And then check what's on the outside too. What's 2x times 5x? That's 10x. These are called the middle terms. Add those two together, you get 20x. This is the checking step. If this number here matches up with this number here, then you factored it right. If it doesn't match, then you need to try different numbers and factor again. Okay, so I get 2x plus 5 equals 0. 2x plus 5 times 2x plus 5 equals 0. This is now factored. The last step, step number 3, let me write that down. Step number 3 is when you take each of your factors individually and set them equal to 0. In this problem, our two factors ended up being the same. Doesn't always happen that way. How do you solve that for x? You subtract 5 from both sides. So 2x equals a minus 5. And then you divide both sides by 2. And I ran out of room. Sorry about that. So I'm just going to just kind of squeeze right over here and write down that the answer that you get is x equals minus 5 over 2. Once you've solved the one, then you take the other factor and solve it. It's the same factor, so I'm not going to go to all the work. Ran out of room anyway, and write down that x also equals a minus 5 over 2. Because both of the answers in this example are the same, you only have to write it once, and you're done.